It is yours truly once again. I was talking about something in the previous video and I just forgot to mention it. So, well, here you go. Another video mentioning it. So, as you see with the title, we misunderstand the 50-50 conversation. So, what I mean by that is, well, in regards to how a lot of the lesser feminine try to distract men that have a vision. And yes, there are other people I talk to behind the scenes where we talk about vision a lot. This is very important. This is sound advice, sound knowledge that one should carry out. If nothing else, you keep this in mind, fellas and ladies, for those who strive to be of virtue instead of just being virtual and giving off virtue signals. That doesn't signal a lot. Another distraction, right? So, yeah. So, how do we misunderstand the 50-50 conversations? Well, everybody talking about 50-50. Okay, I get it, 50-50. And of course, sometimes I like to throw out there myself. Yeah, excuse me. Sometimes I like to throw out there myself. Man, don't be 50-50. You got to keep it 100-100. But actually, it's this. It's not really about being 50-50 or 100-100. It's about being 20-20. Going back to that vision I just brought up. So nobody's perfect. So that means you got to come in with 20. She got to come in with 20. No, it's like going to the eye doctor. You already don't have that kind of vision, but they help adjust things to make it right. So in essence of how a woman compliments a man, it's like, okay, baby, I'm going to work with you just like you working with me, right? You work with me as the man that I am, and I'm working with you as the woman you are to me. And that's because she wants to be a womb of a man, not a wound to a man. That type of woman that you don't count as a woman. She calling herself a woman, but she's not being his womb. She's being his wound. So therefore, it's never going to be a 20-20 situation. The vision just will never line up. It will always be the vision always drawing that line in the middle. And I've always said, they always talk about, hey, you got to have boundaries. That boundary line, I guess that's, you do that with strangers, I feel, personally. You have to draw lines and boundaries with someone that you're close with. Y'all not really that close. What there should be more or less is a connection. Through the connection is the understanding. Yes, that's what I believe. Not this understanding of trying to figure each other out and you have to know them, they have to know you, you have to study on them. No, it's through the connection, it's the understanding. Over time, we're all connected. We're both connected. So, hence not to me set boundaries and things. And then we can work on becoming more 20-20 instead of this idea of 50-50. 50-50 is actually another form of that boundary, you see? So there's restrictions of flow based on the restriction of the flow, if you know what I mean. Basically, as one doesn't initiate or reciprocate, now we have to facilitate a lot of things. It just seems like a lot of work. It shouldn't be that way. It should be a flow. So, hey, what's good, Amanda? Good to see you. Good to see you. Just breaking down this idea that they got the whole 50-50 conversation wrong. We need to be talking about being 20-20, enhancing our vision together as it is written, without vision, the people perish. So let's work on this 20-20 thing. They always talk about hindsight 20-20. Get it? They talk about hindsight 20-20, looking back on what they shoulda, coulda, woulda. Oh, because you were blinded back then. You didn't see how it all was going to work out. Well, that's where the faith comes in. The faith comes in based on y'all just trying to keep it 20-20. Forget a 50-50. You could keep it 50-50, but y'all have no vision. Okay? You could keep it 100-100, but still no vision. You just being 100 about this is what I'm about and this is what it's going to be. If you don't like it, you can hike it. But where's the vision in that? There's only division in that. Okay? So can we at least work with each other? I work with you, you work with me, just like we're at this eye doctor trying to work on getting the corrective lenses. We're trying to have a corrective perspective. So if we can't work on correcting things for this true vision, this true 3D, if you will, but really it's more multi-dimensional, not just 3D. It's more than that. It's 3D if you even want to consider 3D the Trinity, for those really into the belief. But it's just truly multi-dimensional with this. And so people get me when they come from other dimensions. Now, this is the deep part. This is the scary part. You want to keep it 2020, but someone comes from a dark dimension. Well, you're only going to be seeing dark. Still going to be blinded. How? Well, someone came from a darker dimension, giving you dementia in some ways. So that's what you have to be careful about. So I hope y'all say this going forward. Hey, hashtag 2020. It's funny when the year 2020 took place, nobody had what? Clear sight on what they were going to do from there. It's funny how that was, right? No one knew. No one was really knowing how to get with each other, be with each other back then. It was a different time. What makes you think that hasn't changed just because 2020 has passed us now? It was a wake up call. Who's waking up now? Are you waking up, trying to work on better in the 2020, especially with somebody that you say that you love? Or are you still going to be blinded to the things they're trying to show you? Somebody's just trying to show somebody something and somebody's trying to blind somebody with something. It seems that way every time. But yeah, I say watch out for the people who have too much hindsight 2020 out here. Hindsight. Where's your foresight? You had that person in your life. You didn't want to have foresight because you weren't for them. You were against them, trying to pull them behind, trying to keep them behind. Why? But people are deceptive out here. So it goes back to 2020. Somebody just didn't want you to See clearly. See things clearly. See, as the man, sweetie, he wasn't trying to show you things clearly. And supposed to be the man. And that gal that was supposed to be a woman in his life, she wasn't trying to see things clearly. So yeah, he wasn't trying to show her things clearly, and she wasn't trying to see things clearly. It's like he had to constantly repeat himself. He had to constantly just keep explaining things to her, and she just didn't want to see it. She didn't want to see it, you know? Or she just was like, just wondering, like, where does she fit at in his life, in his world, you know? And he didn't give her a clear picture of that. I mean, be honest. If you don't see her being a part of your life and your world, just tell her, man. It is what it is. It's 2024 now. You think people really care how you feel unless you really care about how you feel? Because what that does, it garners them to have to respect how you feel, right? So just say it. Say it with your chest out loud. How you want her to be in your life or how you don't want her to be in your life. And then go from there. Because at least it'll be set in stone if this is going to be a blinded situation or this is going to be something better than just a situation, like a situationship type of thing, you know. Hey, I got another word for y'all. You got situations and you have situations. What's a situation? Because a situation is just that y'all just sitting, you know. Situation is more or less like y'all seeing things, but it's more than just the seeing. It's the believing. It's the faith. Y'all really acting on a lot of these things. The things that aren't even seen. That situation, the evidence of things not seen, substance of things hoped for. Like there should be a lot of that discussed and carried out when you initially start talking to somebody. Then that's when we got some intimacy going on. Okay, so forget the 50-50 talks. If it ain't about that, you ain't got nothing. Nothing. Matter of fact, it's a red flag when somebody talking to you about 50-50. Because you need to be like, hey, where's the faith at in this? Where's the belief? What are we really doing? Are we really like meditating? Are we really praying? Are we really like trying to see things better for each other? Like I really think about you. I really want the best for you. I want you to have the best for me. Like that real talk. Like if it ain't that, then you could say it's small talk. Now, not all small talk is bad because even when you think of certain small talk, that's actually the big talk too. So I think we kind of misunderstand that aspect of small talk as well. That's for another conversation though. It's only small talk when it's not getting you anywhere. Okay. But not all small talk is bad, because some of the smallest things you can say can indicate where y'all actually going. Certain things they don't share with you, certain things they like or dislike, but they only say a few words kind of under their mouth. And you'd be like, what was that? What did you say? Like, can or you didn't say anything about it, but you just like, did they just say what I think they just said while we were talking? That little small talk actually indicated something huge for how they're going to be probably for the next several years if you still choose to be around that person. So, yeah, not all small talk is bad. Okay. Some of it is a great indicator. Now, the positive indicator is more or less like someone saying that I never thought I would be with someone like you. But they really mean it from the heart. They don't mean it as a sense of just downgrading themselves as to think they're not worthy of you. No, they're just happy to be around you, and they're going to show you that every single day of the way. Okay. To me, that brings out that 2020. Get beyond 50-50 talks. We passed that. I'm past all this common circulatory manosphere and all these other conversations out there. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Even if you call yourself religious, I don't know. Some people call themselves, into the truth, but they're not speaking anything truthful. I'm trying my best to do that. That's why over here I just speak from a different realm. I'm out of space. I'm out of those spaces. I'm outer space. I'm out of those spaces. Hence the astronaut suit. Like, uh, I want to get you on a different realm even more. So more in store. Another video on the way. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you want more content like this. Hit the like button. Share my content. And thanks a million for stopping by.